Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada. Welcome devotees from morning Bhagavatam class. This morning we will be continuing with Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 10, verse 13. The chapter is entitled The Departure of Lord Krishna to Dwarka. And we are very happy to have His Holiness Candramauli Swami with us. Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Prabhupada and all glories to you, Maharaj.
My obeisances to you, Mother, for being here and giving me enthusiasm.
Maharaj, you give me enthusiasm. You give me your mercy. You give me everything that I need to take one day at a time. Thank you so much, Maharaj, for engaging me. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, I'm just giving back what you give me.
Maharaj, I think I'm the greedy one here, Maharaj. I just want everything because I don't have a drop of anything.
Well, whatever, anything you don't have, I want it.
Oh, engage me in your service, Maharaj. As much as I can, I will do my best.
Thank you. You always play the best kirtans too.
We gotta, and I think Maharaj is like, when we wake up, when you roll out of bed, right? We just need to get something jamming. And the best one is always Candramauli Swami.
Yeah, he'll get you moving.
He will get us moving, Maharaj. So true.
We saw him blow the roof off a few buildings.
Oh, Krishna. Maharaj, he's in Vrindavan now, right?
Yeah, he's supposedly departing the world, but we're hoping that there is some kind of miraculous intervention and a great changeover that happens. But he is the most amazing, not the slightest bit daunted by his that he will be leaving very soon. Amazing. There's a nice discussion between him and Bhakti. Let's see. Bhakti, oh my God. Oh God, my names are real bad today. Bhakti Vikash Maharaj. A 40-minute video between the two of them. It's really sweet and it really illustrates his detachment from, his future. He's simply focused on the holy name and preaching. That's all he does.
Wow. And he enthuses everybody with the holy name, Maharaj. I see, like, so magnetically, with his magnetism, he's got this fire.
Yeah, I've seen people go nuts when during his kirtan.
Wow.
Completely lose it.
Wow.
Yeah, he's got this kirtan shakti that is just so deep.
Yes, Maharaj. And I think I was watching another short video. Actually, when we were attending the New York Rath Yatra this year, the past one, and Maharaj was leading kirtan, no one would say that he is dying. Like, you just can't see it in him.
Even now.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like that, yeah. He's teaching what it means to actually depart from the world in the proper mood, proper state of consciousness.
Amazing. Wow.
Instead of chasing after remedies and doctors and this thing, he's simply leaving it up to Krishna.
With chanting with full vigor and enthusiasm, and wow, amazing.
Yeah.
It's all yours, Maharaj.
Okay, since this is Krishna's departure from Hastinapur, I think the chapter is titled.
Yes, Maharaj.
Krishna's departure to Dwarka.
Dwarka. Yes, to Dwarka.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Sarvate Nimasaya Aksais. Tanohun Ritvichettasaham. Diksatam Sneha Sambandha. Vikles Youth. Tatra Tatraha. All their hearts were melting for him on the part of attraction. They looked at him without blinking their eyes, and they moved hither and thither in perplexity. Krishna is naturally attracted for all living beings because he is the chief eternal amongst all eternals. He alone is the maintainer of the many eternals. This is stated in the Kanti Upanishads, and thus one can obtain permanent peace and prosperity by revival of one's eternal relationship with him, now forgotten under the spell of Maya, the illusionary energy of the Lord. Once this relationship is slightly revived, the conditioned soul at once becomes free from the illusion of material energy and becomes mad after the association of the Lord. This association is made possible only by personal contact with the Lord. This association is made possible not only by personal contact with the Lord, but also by association with his name, fame, form, and quality. Srimad Bhagavatam trains the conditioned soul to the stage of perfection by submissive hearing from the pure devotee. Om Gyantamidambasya Ganajana Savakaya Chaksu Unnaritamena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gaudavani Pacharini Nirvisesa Sunyavari Pastyatire Satarine Manchakalpa Tarubhishya Kripa Sindhupe Vacha Patitaram Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namaho Namaha. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasari Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. To get attracted to the perfect person and to develop a relationship with that perfect person is the perfection of one's life. There's nothing better that one can possibly do. Everything in this world is based on relationships. And the quality you have with others is the foundation of the happiness you experience in life. Life becomes happy by good relationships. And even in the material sense, when there is somewhat of a pleasing and a very giving relationship between two people, they find happiness and satisfaction in that. At least during the time that relationship is there. But in Krishna, it's taken to the highest perfection of satisfaction. That, as Prabhupada says, Krishna is naturally attracted for all living beings. Why? Because we come from Krishna. We are part of him. We are non-different than him in quality. And our nature is to become attracted to something of our similar nature, and that is something spiritual. Our attraction to something material is superficial, and it is based on simply a type of desire that one cultivates based on likes and dislikes. I like something, I like this person, so I develop some attraction for that person, I associate with that, and we develop some kind of relationship, friendship, husband and wife, friends in general, or even certain people in the secular world that have no formal relationship. We develop something based on there's some satisfaction in that. But in Krishna, it's perfect. Therefore, it's not hard to get attracted to Krishna because everything about Krishna is attractive. Therefore, his name is Krishna, which means all attractive. Due to our, as it says here, due to our coverings of our material energy, in other words, due to looking towards this material energy for happiness and satisfaction, we forget about that eternal loving relationship, which is always there, but covered by the curtain of material energy. And Prabhupada said, that relationship can also be revived by associating with him in his name, chanting his name, glorifying his name, remembering his name, his fame, that means his activities, his form, his different forms. He manifests different forms of himself for the pleasure of his devotees. Sometimes we see the beautiful deity of the Lord in different places. The same deity of Krishna is slightly different, or even sometimes very much different from place to place, although it's still Krishna and his form is Krishna. Sometimes he takes on a particular form that is due to the cultural aspect of the society. If you're in Spain, Krishna looks Spanish, or slightly Spanish. If you're in other places in the world, such as I don't know. I remember Spanish mostly. He has that mood. He's in Italy. He looks like he's just finished a nice pizza. And he's one with the population. He likes to, feel like you can actually connect with him also on the material level too. So he exhibits these different qualities, and therefore he is very attractive. And in each one of these forms, his beauty is outstanding. His qualities are unlimited. Because all the qualities in existence are, so he kind of is his source. He is the source of these qualities. So if we practice hearing about Krishna more and more, it becomes a great adventure. We actually find great satisfaction and happiness. And then the more we learn about Krishna, the more we get attracted to Krishna, the more you want to hear more about Krishna, and then it takes up our time. And then just like Maharaj Parikshit, he only had 7 days left. But what did he do? He wasn't running after this doctor or that doctor trying to see if there was some antidote for being bitten by a snake bird. He was simply going to use his time in the best possible way, prepare for his journey back to the spiritual world. So he absorbed himself completely in hearing the glories of the Lord in the form of Srimad Bhagavatam for the best of all reciters, Sukadeva Goswami. So these are examples of those who are deep in devotion. They know where to go, and that is to hear and chant the glories of the Lord. Satam prasangam mamavirya samvido bhavanti ritkarna rasayana kata. Those glories center around these 4 qualities: name, fame, form, and quality. And they attract the hearts and minds. Devotees, when they go into the temple, they immediately want to see the beautiful deity. Krishna always looks beautiful, no matter how he's dressed. He's dressed in different ways. He dresses himself. It's not like the pujari dresses him. The pujari is inspired internally by Krishna on what to do from time to time. Krishna dresses himself. Sometimes we can't see that. Just like in Jagannath Puri, I'm sorry, not in Jagannath Puri, but in Jagannath Temple in Rajpur, right near Mayapur, which is considered to be non-different than Jagannath Puri. One devotee was dressing the deity one time, and he was putting on different necklaces upon the transcendental body of Jagannath. So he put on one necklace, and then he put on a second necklace. Then he found another one he liked, and he put another one on. And then he put the fourth one on, and as soon as he did, it fell off. So he picked it up and thought maybe he didn't put it on right, so he put it on again, and again it fell off. And he was thinking, what is this? So he was about to put it on for the third time, and he heard a voice speak. Don't you understand? I don't want that one. So he got the message. And Jagannath didn't want that particular one. So sometimes he talks to us where we can hear it, but most of the time he works through the intelligence to inspire us. Oh, choose this one, choose that, choose this. We're thinking we're choosing, but actually he's inspiring our intelligence in our mind to act in a certain way, to do things when it comes to glorifying him, especially when it comes to dressing him. So Krishna is all attractive, and he manifests that attractive feature in so many different forms of himself, just to attract his devotee. But he is attractive by nature. As far as his effulgence is concerned, sometimes we use a material analogy that the light of a sun is very bright. But if 10,000 suns were to simultaneously rise within the sky, you wouldn't be able to open your eyes. It would not be possible. The light would be too blinding. So they say that using that analogy, they say that is the comparison to the light coming off Krishna's body compared to 10,000 suns. Now that is from Shastra, so we get a deeper insight in how beautiful Krishna is. And his beauty is his main attractive form of Krishna. Of course, devotees are attracted to his pastimes, which also illustrate all of these qualities in one. His names, his forms, his qualities, all of that is found in his pastimes. So devotees want to read his pastimes more and more. I'm about to begin one book. I just can't wait to begin it. I have a couple more pages in the previous book that I'm reading. And I'm thinking, and this book is about, it's a brand new book by Shivaram Maharaj called Vilapa Kusumanjali. It's a very thick book. It's the glorification of Srimati Radharani by Raghunath Das Goswami, who's in his mood as Rati Manjari, as he's serving his Istadev, Srimati Radharani, in Sri Vrindavan Dham. So these books just take us deep into the glories of Krishna, into his pure devotees, into his manifestations in his different forms. But we don't have any time. We just don't make time because the reason why we don't make time is because we don't have any taste. If we have a taste, we will have the time. But because we have no taste, we have no time to read or to associate with Krishna through his different qualities. But in order to revive that, one has to simply absorb themselves in hearing and reading and chanting the glories of the Lord, and then one will again, that taste will again reawaken. And then we will become like Maharaj Parikshit, who couldn't stop hearing the glories of the Lord. Even after hearing for 6 full days, he never got tired. He didn't think of his bodily necessities. He simply absorbed himself. We may not come to that level of absorption, but we can get to the point where we develop a very deep and very sweet attraction to hear and chant the glories of the Lord, which becomes ever increasing as we continue in that mood of glorification and hearing about Krishna. Krishna's, when we say Krishna is all attractive, it's not a hyperbole or an exaggeration. It's actually an understatement that cannot be described. I tell the story, I think I've told it a few times, but I'll mention it again, of one devotee who is a temple president in America. He runs a large preaching center, which is now a full-fledged temple. And he received a outfit for his deities. He had deities of Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Gaur Nitai, and Lord Nrsingadev. So someone made outfits for his deities. So he's looking at the material, he's looking at the outfit, and he's thinking, doesn't look so nice. I don't know if I'll even put it on the deity. But then he thought, well, they went to the trouble of making these outfits. I'll at least put it on one time. So he did. And after it was on the deity, he was looking at the deity and he was thinking, wow, that outfit looks really nice. So as soon as it got on Krishna, the outfit took on a whole different thing. And so it says everything becomes beautiful in association with something that is also beautiful. It says that the sky becomes beautiful by the presence of the full moon. A wife becomes beautiful by the presence of a very qualified husband. So all of these attractive features become amplified in association with something that is very attractive. So devotees become beautiful because they are devotees of Krishna. That's the beauty of a devotee, is that they are devoted to Krishna. And then we see, even in the material world, people who may look beautiful by material standards, because they're not connected with devotional life, there is something there that blocks that attractiveness. You don't become attracted to that because the soul is somewhat buried in the body and it's not given any life. Everything is external. So real beauty is the beauty of the soul's connection with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is fully beautiful in all aspects of beauty. And throughout the Srimad Bhagavatam, there are so many descriptions of Krishna's beauty in using it in an analogous way, such as lotus flowers. If you have seen a lotus flower, you will understand how beautiful and how symmetrical that flower is and how beautifully shaped. Its shape is so perfect. You cannot find any flaw in the shape of a lotus flower when it's sitting in the water. It becomes the cynosure of one's eyes. And if you were to see a blue lotus, you would even become overwhelmed with. So we use that analogy of lotuses to compare to the body of Krishna. His body is like a gigantic lotus. His toenails are like lotuses. His fingertips are like lotuses. His face is like a beautiful lotus. His smile is the perfection of all beauty. That is Krishna. So everyone wants to be attracted to something that is attractive. And here's where you can find perfection in fulfilling your desire for attractiveness in Krishna. Here it mentions that those who were there when Krishna was departing Hastinapur on his way to Dwarka, their hearts were melting. They looked at him without blinking their eyes. They were stunned, simply in loving gaze upon Krishna's transcendental form. And here it says they moved hither and thither in perplexity, being overwhelmed with the fact that Krishna was going to leave. We will not see him. We will not be with him. We will not be able to find that happiness in anything else. So there, that perplexity also comes. One becomes pensive. That means that the mind becomes somewhat disturbed, thinking about the future. They looked at him without blinking their eyes. There's a beautiful statement in relationship to the gopis. The gopis, they're criticizing Lord Brahma. They say, Lord Brahma, what kind of creator are you? You don't know anything about how to create. And it's proven by the fact that you created eyes with eyelids that blink. And because they blink, we can't see Krishna for that portion of a time. This is not some kind of joke or some kind of humorous statement in order to make a point. It is actually the feeling of the gopis. They think, oh, we have to look, we're looking at Krishna, but our eyes are blinking, we're missing him for that point. So this is not possible to be understood by conditioned souls or even by great souls. The love that the gopis have for Krishna is immeasurable, undescribable, and unlimited. So if we can get a drop of that attraction, maybe even a drop of a drop, then our life would be full of transcendental happiness, because Krishna is the source of everything auspicious, eternal happiness, eternal knowledge, satisfaction, peace, success, and whatever good qualities the living entity has when in relationship to Krishna, or those qualities manifest in the body of the devotee. So here this verse is so sweet, and of course the purport also. How attractive is Krishna, no one can fully understand. In fact, if we were to see Krishna, we would probably lose consciousness, overwhelmed with too much happiness at one time. It would cause us to lose consciousness. You can also become too happy, or you can't function. So this is Krishna. So we keep Krishna's picture in our room, on our altar, and we can't wait to go to the temple to see Krishna and his beautiful deity. Here we are in Govardhan Echo Village. We have a beautiful deity of Krishna who is called Vrindavan Bihari, standing next to Srimati Radharani, who is in competition with him for attraction. She is unlimitedly beautiful also. And so our eyes become, we have a feast. There's just like we sit down to a large meal, and there's a whole variety of various types of very nectarine foodstuffs. We look at the plates and we think, oh my God, where should I start first? This is all nectar. There's so many nice foods here, and there's even more coming. I remember when I went to Mexico back in the year 2004, we went to one house somewhere in the village area of Mexico, and they were famous for cooking for devotees. And I came and they gave me 25 different preparations for lunch. And when Radhanath Swami went a few years later, they gave him 40 preparations. And if you go to Fiji, when the devotees cook for the sannyasis that come there, they don't make less than 50 preparations for lunch every day. You have to watch out if you're if you are a strict sannyasi, it'll blow all of your austerities apart. So Fiji is known for huge, big, and gigantic feasts cooked by ladies who are expert in kitchen cuisine. So so then you might think, well, that's nice, but then there's a feast for the eyes. So when you see Krishna, it's like it's a feast for the eyes. Where do you look? Everywhere is attractive. His whole transcendental body is full of features of unlimited attraction. And then you see his beautiful face and you think, oh, there's nowhere to go. I found it. So that's Krishna. So if we want to really understand deeply the mood of devotional service, it's the mood of love. And that love means attraction. And attraction comes by connecting ourselves with Krishna through his names, his forms, his qualities, and his unlimited pastimes. And Prabhupada ends the purport by saying, we should hear regularly in a very submissive way, from a pure devotee who can describe the glories of Krishna and his all-attractive features, which will inspire us to become more fixed in the activities of hearing about Krishna, chanting about Krishna, remembering Krishna, and explaining Krishna to others. Krishna is Krishna. He is all attractive. And as Prabhupada says, you want to get free from illusion, you want to get free from suffering, you want to get free from all of those things in the world that are keeping you locked into a cycle of unlimited responsibilities in this material world, and just revive your relationship by Krishna by hearing about him more and more. And then the material energy will dissipate, and then one becomes mad, as Prabhupada said, after the association of the Lord. And one can associate with Krishna directly in the process of devotional service. Okay. Thank you. I'm going to stop here. And so while you think about questions, I'm going to have to run for a few moments, do a few things, and I will be back in about 59 seconds.
Thank you, Maharaj. Would like to ask devotees if you can, we have 55 minutes, it's a seconds, sorry, about 55 seconds to come up with a question. Please do have your questions ready. This is a very beautiful topic from Maharaj, how we can become attracted to the Lord and how we can develop that part of attraction towards the Lord. So please you can get your questions ready. You can write it down. And when Maharaj comes back, you can raise your hand on your thing, on your, whatever that thing is called, the bar, and I will call upon you. That way I don't miss anyone. So,
Hare Krishna.
Haribol, Maharaj is not back yet. So he said to wait for him to come back in, must be 50 seconds now. He just
It's
wants
not a
us to.
question. It's not a question.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sure.
Except for all the businesses, everybody.
Jai.
Glory to the Prabhupada. Wonderful lecture. As always, Maharaj's words that the way he uses it to express, you could just hear and know the attraction of Krishna just from Maharaj's words. And when he talked about the Pujari, that's okay, Maharaj is back later on. I'll just talk about this pastime. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So any questions from devotees? Please do raise your hand. I don't want to miss anyone. Let me just make sure that I'm not missing anyone before I ask my question. And if you can't, you can also put the question in the chat, and I'll be happy to read it out for Maharaj. Maharaj, thank you for such a wonderful class and really speaking about how we can develop attraction for the Lord, and how we can also really get the taste of it. And that was my question, which you answered. And I took it, I made a note, and you said that if we don't have time and we don't make time is because we don't have the taste. And to develop this, we need to work on our hearing and chanting. And Maharaj, how can we, and what I've noticed sometimes is that, you know, we get so bombarded with so much stuff that when it comes to maintaining that taste is such a struggle. So how can we maintain that taste of attraction, Maharaj, amongst all the crazy bombardment?
Well, you just have to get into the habit of putting into your schedule every day sufficient amount of times to do the direct hearing and chanting of the Lord's glories. And that requires some discipline, but mostly requires determination in making out a time period every day for hearing and chanting.
Thank you, Maharaj. Determination and discipline. Okay,
Yeah,
that's really nice.
schedule it.
That's a very strong point, Maharaj, how we have to fit it in, fit this too in our schedule. Yes, thank you, Maharaj. Thank you. There is
Yeah.
yes, go ahead, Maharaj. I'm sorry.
Can we go to the gallery and
Yes, Maharaj, for sure.
yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you.
There we go. Maharaj, before I get the devotees, I think there was a question by Bhadra Prabhu. She said, please, Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisance. Shri Prabhupada, thank you very much for the very sweet class on relationship and the pastime of the gopis, criticizing Lord Brahma for creating eyelids. That was a very nice pastime too. Thank you for sharing that. Mother Scarlett, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Shri Prabhupada and all glories to your holiness and all glories to all your devotees. You mentioned that Lord Krishna puts in the heart of devotees, to pujaryas, to choose clothes and everything. Can I ask if he does the same thing when it comes to book distribution? For instance, this is just an example. Today, out of nowhere, I meet someone and I got this in my head and I gave to her a Bhagavad Gita and Perfect Question, Perfect Answer. Is it also something that comes from him, or it was only spontaneous from myself?
So Vasidyaham Ridisani Fisto Matat Smiter Gyanam Apoanam Cha. Which means I am situated in the hearts of all living entities. For me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. You want to remember something, Krishna is there. You want to forget something, he does the same thing. You want knowledge, he'll give you that knowledge. He's fulfilling your desires according to the quality of your desire. He's doing it, but it's coming by way of your desire. So based on how we desire, Krishna is fulfilling that desire. If you're serious about distributing books and you try hard, Krishna will arrange things to happen. In other words, everything is based on his mercy. When you understand that, then you understand that the whole process is simply to depend on him and act according to his will. That's all. When you act contrary to his will or his desire, then he may also fulfill that desire just to allow you to desire accordingly. But when a serious devotee, or the one who wants to become a devotee, wants to do something that is the contrary to Krishna, Krishna doesn't give that intelligence or frustrates that situation, or shows the devotee through the experience that this is not what they really want. Krishna is doing everything. He's doing everything. Nothing he says, not a blade of grass can move without sanction. But he allows us our independence. So, therefore, he says, what is that verse in the Bhagavad Gita? I'm trying to think of that verse. As they approach me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Prita. Everyone follows my path in all respects, O son of Prita. Everyone is acting according to the path that Krishna sets out. And he sets out two paths, the path of material and the path of spiritual. So some are following his path in the material way, and some are following his path in the spiritual way. But he's in the hearts of all living entities, and he is directing the wanderings of all living entities according to the type of desire. That's all. You try your best and know that whatever happens is by the mercy of Krishna. Then.
So by the mercy of Krishna, I have delivered 98 books this year.
Okay, double it next year.
Okay. Just by the mercy, as you say, it has to be by the mercy of Lord Krishna. I can't do it by myself. It has to be by the mercy of Krishna. Please forgive me, but I know it's his will. It's not mine. Nothing is mine. It's his. So thank you. I will do my best. And I want to please forgive me. I have to go earlier today. Please forgive me. I have an appointment to my doctor. So please forgive me. I have to go earlier. I hope it's okay.
No. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mother Scarlett. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Mother Sri Devi, please go ahead with your question.
Thank you. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to you, Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj, this particular line in the purport is a little intriguing, where it says that even a slight attraction, one becomes mad after association of the Lord and gets more and more attracted to the Lord. If you look at that particular line in the purport, can you pull that up for us, Anasuya, if you don't mind?
Yeah, you mean go back to the purport, right? Sure.
Yes, please.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
give me
very
1
interesting,
second.
because I want to know if even a slight attraction can have this effect. How is it that 15, 20, 30 years and people just fall away, or give up Krishna consciousness and say they are no longer attracted, and so on and so on? Here it says, once this relationship is slightly revived, the conditioned soul at once becomes free from the illusion of material energy and becomes mad after the association of the Lord. So how can we understand that then?
Just take it as it is. That's all. What do you go? What interpretation do you need? That means because we haven't become even slightly attracted to Krishna. We haven't got to that point yet.
That means we never really did revive our relationship with Krishna. We were just paying lip service to
the thing is, you're still attracted to material life. That's why. Because we're attracted to material life, it overshadows our attraction to Krishna.
Right. So that attraction overpowers our for the Lord, and then we follow it. Is that it?
Well, Krishna is such that he doesn't share his position with anybody. You want him, fine. You want the material energy, then that's what you'll get. If you want both, then he'll help you get to him ultimately.
Thank you. Thank you for the clarification.
Every minute we have a choice where we're going to put our attention.
That was a strong question, Mother Sri Devi. You always ask these really, really strong questions. That makes me also start thinking. Thank you.
Okay, go back to the gallery. There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Any other questions from devotees? Maharaj, I don't know if I'm piggybacking on Sri Devi's question, but as you were speaking about early on before class about Kadamba Kanana Swami, how, you know, living in this body that he's about to leave, but he's so fired up in the holy name. And then you speak on this beautiful verse of how, you know, if one just gets attracted to the name, fame, form, and quality of the Lord, they just get so much engrossed in it, which I'm thinking, Maharaj, is the more that we get attracted to the Lord, gradually we get detached from the material attachments. And then at the same time, I was remembering a class that Mother Gita was giving on Monday, where she very nicely said that when we reduce our devotional practices and temple services, it's like going back into the lap of Maya. So how can we at the same time, Maharaj, because also get attracted to service and really seeing service as the form of the Lord, or the Lord's personification, not just the form, but also getting engaged in service. If that relates to it, Maharaj, if it doesn't, please do correct me.
Well, that is one, and one of the main ways by which we can connect with the Lord is by serving him. So by taking up devotional service, well, you have an opportunity to associate with the Lord through serving the Lord. So we cannot serve the Lord directly, but we can serve the Lord through his pure devotee who sets up the pathway by which we can follow, and therefore eventually connect to the Lord through performing activities for the pleasure of the Lord. So there are many activities we can perform, because there's sadhana, there's sevaya, and there's sadhya. Sadhya means the goal, but sevaya means performing activities such as cooking for the Lord, washing the temple of the Lord, taking care of the paraphernalia used by the Lord, performing various types of services, such as, cleaning, cooking, writing. These are all things that we can do. There's that one verse, I'll go to it. It's on my computer here. Let me see here. This is from Adi Leela 9:42. It is the duty of every living being to perform welfare activities for the benefit of others with his life, wealth, intelligence, and words. Prabhupada's purport. There are 9 processes of bhakti: hearing, chanting, remembering, offering foodstuffs, cleansing the temple, offering your earnings, yajyahosi, yajyahosi, everything, reciprocated dealings. They are not inactivity. This is bhakti. So anyone who engages in service is pranayar, arthayar, divya, vacha. That means life, wealth, words, intelligence. Service to be rendered with life, wealth, with words, with intelligence. No, an unintelligent man can serve the Supreme Lord. Krishna ye bhaji se bada chaturi. Only the intelligent class of persons, they can serve Krishna, not the unintelligent. So everything should be done with intelligence, buddhi, pranaya, arthai, divya. Divya means by intelligence, and vacha by words, and by your money, and by your life. So everyone can serve Krishna. Pranaya, arthaya, divya, vacha, save, archana, sada. Either with your life, either with your money, either with your intelligence, with your words. You can serve Krishna. Anyway, Krishna's service is not checked. Ahoituki apriyata. It cannot be checked in any condition of life. You can serve Krishna. The first thing is that if you can dedicate your life, that is very good. Just like you have done. You have dedicated your life for spreading this Krishna conscious movement. That is first class, pranayi. If you cannot dedicate your life immediately, then spend 50% of your income for Krishna. Pranay artai. If you think you have no money, then pranay artai divya, by your intelligence. If you got some knowledge, write some books and spread it, Krishna consciousness. And if you have no education, no money, and you cannot dedicate your life, then you can spend your vacha. Pranay artai divya vacha. What is this vacha? Chant Hare Krishna and tell everyone, please chant Hare Krishna. What is the difficulty? You can serve Krishna in any condition of life.
That's a powerful verse, Maharaj. Maharaj, I think just to confirm, you said Adi Leela 942, right, Maharaj?
Yeah.
Yes, that's what
I'm
I thought.
reading from Prabhupada's lectures based on the verse.
Beautiful. And Maharaj, I just wanted to confirm that the book that you said that was was recently written by Shivaram Swami, it's called Vilapa Kusumanjali, Maharaj?
Yeah.
Okay. I just made a note of it.
Yeah, Vilapa Kusumanjali. Just recently released. Maharaj released it in October this year.
Oh, very recent. Wow. Amazing. Thank you, Maharaj.
It's pretty thick, but go for it. Just dive in it and get lost. Don't come out.
Get stuck in it, right, Maharaj, and not come out.
Yeah. So
Once
Maharaj taking these verses spoken by Raghunath Das Goswami in glorification of Srimati Radharani in her service, and he's given purports to it using references by the acharyas. So yeah, it's unlimited nectar. That's one example. And Prabhupada's books on, Krishna and Vrindavan. So many. I think we have so much material. We don't even have enough time. Even if we've dedicated all our time to reading, we still wouldn't be able to exhaust all of this material.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Any other questions from devotees? Any clarification? Please do unmute yourself. Just want to make sure that I'm not missing anyone here. And Maharaj, since there's no question, Maharaj, would you like to end with one round of chanting, Maharaj? Or do you have something else that you have to do?
Yeah, let me just secure my japa beads and
All right, Maharaj.
Right back.
Sure.
Oh, I do want to say one thing.
Yes, Maharaj, please.
Yeah, just yesterday, I heard this 1 hour and 15-minute interview with Naranjan Swami describing the situation in Ukraine
Yes.
with the war. There's still 20,000 devotees still in Ukraine. Many of them don't even want to leave. They simply want to stick it out. They're in different places around the Ukraine, and the war is going on. But they depend on us to keep them alive in terms of the necessities they need in terms of food, clothing, and other things, especially heating fuel. With the winter coming up, Ukraine's winters are quite severe. And there is a real danger that there will be no sufficient heat for the devotees because things have been cut off. So they're looking for donations to. There's a website called shareyour.care. Shareyour.care. You can plug into that and find out more about it. You can also donate. So yesterday, I posted this lecture on the conference, on my conference. And if you look on, it was posted by Manasi Ganga. She posted the actual YouTube lecture by Maharaj. Just listen to that. It's not a lecture, it's an interview, actually. It's quite revealing and quite heart-rendering also. So if we can help these devotees in some way or other, just like they need $10,000 just to buy a generator will supply them with electricity and be able to generate heat also. So they need many such generators. So the winter time is going to be quite hellish for the devotees in that situation. So they look into your pockets and look into your hearts and see if you can somehow or other help out in some way or other. And if you can't do anything in terms of financial, for whatever reason, then you can write letters and also put it on these different websites to the devotees, expressing your care, your love, your concern for them. These letters also go a long way when they hear how devotees are actually praying for them, showing them the intention that, they need, as much outside support as they possibly can get. And it's interesting to also to note that just recently, the book distribution scores came in for the month of October, I think it was. And Ukraine was leading the world in book distribution. Amazing, huh? So despite the war, they're still distributing books. They're going out in the streets and the bombs are, still going off. So it's quite a difficult situation for the devotees. But so far, no devotees have been killed. Actually, no devotees have been killed by way of the war, except that some devotees who were already in the military went to the front lines because they were required to by the Ukrainian army. And we lost 9 devotees in the front lines who were, I don't know what status of devotees they were, but they were in the military. They didn't join the military. They were already in the military, but they were practicing Krishna consciousness. So, so listen to this interview by Naranjan Swami. It's on, I can send the link again if you like to revive the link. I think maybe Sri Devi can also send that link. It's on our conference, and it's quite good. Anuttama Prabhu is the interviewer, and Naranjan Swami gives both a history and a present day situation of what's happening with the devotees in the Ukraine. There you go. There's the link. Thank you, Radha Bhakti. Mhm. Mhm. Okay, we'll be back in a moment. It's called Share Your Care. There it is. Thank you. Get the apple peeler. Okay. Apple. Yeah, same as this morning. Yeah. Not the whole bag, just take what you need. Okay, ready to go. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna, Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. 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 Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. 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 Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Jai Shri Krishna, Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaur, Bhaktivinoda. Thank you to all the devotees and my obeisances. And just a question, Lalita Tangi, where are you now? Are you in Toronto or are you in Charlotte?
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and praise to you, please. Maharaj, we are in Charlotte now. We moved like 10 days ago.
Oh, okay. Did you move to your old house again?
No, Maharaj, we moved to the north in a place near Concord in Harrisburg, close to the university area.
Oh, okay. Good. And now when I come to Charlotte, I'll be with you again.
Thank you so much, Maharaj. Thank you so much.
I know Toronto is a dream, but Charlotte is more easier accessible for me.
Yes, Maharaj.
Good. Srimati, how is your health? You feeling better?
Maharaj, Srimati told me this morning that she can't talk because of her health. So she's just doing texting. She said that my voice is very bad and I can't talk, so I feel really bad for her.
Oh, okay. Well, we pray that you get well and do what you can. I was just reading today from one statement by one Prabhupada disciple. She was cooking for Prabhupada, and Prabhupada wrote one handwritten. He put it up on the board in the kitchen, and he said, health is first, sadhana second, service third.
Mhm.
And Prabhupada said, take care of your health. He put emphasis on devotees taking care of their health. So do what's necessary and regain your health. Health is wealth.
Thank you so much, Marge, and thank you to all the devotees for joining us. Such a wonderful class, and we hope that we can meditate on the class that we heard by Marge this morning throughout our day. That will keep us always remembering the Lord and being attracted to the Lord. Until then, Vanstrakrapadavyascha, Kripasandabevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha, Srila Prabhupada ki. His
Yes.
Holiness Candramauli Swami ki.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Jai.
Krishna.
Shri
Thank you, Anasuya, for doing this exercise.
Thank you so much for
Thank
engaging me, Maharaj.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj, for another wonderful lecture. My humble obeisance.
Well, Parikshit,
I cannot hear.
Davantari back from the retreat. We got Radhavati, who is now appearing like never appeared before. Salikanti Radha from the Manor. We got Valentina from Croatia, Archana City, from North Carolina. But not- She's there in North Carolina. We got our poet there, Raj Prabhu. He's a great poet. I really like your poetry, Raj. Thank you. And yeah, we got Sri Devi, who has become a universal traveler. You don't have to worship everywhere. And we got Anasuya, who is always willing to serve the devotees. Thank you.
Thank you, Marge. This is a service is what I'm realizing that will keep me out of Maya.
Good. If you have any more problems with Maya, just give me a call.
Yes, Maharaj.
And
Yes, Maharaj.
I will have
Sri Devi,
even a
Maharaj
second.
said that you are the universal traveler. You're going one place to another. I was gonna say Narada Muni, but Maharaj got a better name for you.
Vagabond would be the best name. Can't wait to settle down in Mayapur and really begin some service. I'm so tired of being a vagabond.
Yeah, so am I. I'm so tired of you being a vagabond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you to all the devotees. Have a wonderful day. Hare Krishna.
My day's over, but you guys have a wonderful day.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada.